Under the twinkling lights of a Cotswolds pub, Oliver raised a pint to his wife, Emma, blissfully unaware that a single ping from his bank app was about to shatter his world. A shared hotel booking, a name that wasn't his, and a secret hidden in plain sight. Tonight, the quaint village of Chipping Norton would witness a betrayal that no one saw coming. The Fox Inn was alive with the hum of Friday night, its low beams and crackling fire casting a warm glow over the locals of Chipping Norton, a postcard-perfect village nestled in the Cotswolds. Oliver sat at a corner table, his pint of ale untouched, the glow of his phone screen illuminating his face in the dim light. The notification from his bank app was stark. £250 debited for the Crown Hotel, Bath. Shared booking with E. Thornton and J. Harper. Oliver's heart stuttered. Emma, his wife of 8 years, was supposedly at a work conference in Oxford. Who was J. Harper? And why was their joint account footing the bill for a romantic getaway? Oliver and Emma had built a life in Chipping Norton, their stone cottage on West Street a haven of ivy and dreams. Met at a village fete, Emma's laughter over a spilled cider drawing Oliver in like a moth to a flame. Her hazel eyes sparkled with mischief, her warmth filling their home with Sunday roasts, jazz records, and plans for a future family. Oliver, a history teacher at the local secondary school, loved her steadiness, her knack for turning their garden into a riot of color. Their life wasn't perfect, his long hours marking essays, her late nights at the estate agency, but it was theirs, stitched together with love, or so he'd thought. The name J. Harper gnawed at him. James Harper, a colleague from Emma's firm, had joined them for drinks at the Fox months ago, his polished charm and easy grin lingering a bit too long on Emma. Oliver had brushed it off. Emma was friendly, not flirty. But the bank app didn't lie. He tapped through the transaction details, his stomach churning as he saw the booking date. Tonight. Bath was an hour away, not Oxford. He rang Emma, his hands trembling. "Just checking in, love," he said, forcing calm. "How's the conference?" Her voice was bright, too bright. "Oh, fine, darling. Just at the hotel, knackered from networking." No mention of Bath, no mention of James. The lie was a blade, sharp and cold. Oliver didn't think. He grabbed his coat, left a $5 for the untouched pint, and drove to Bath, the A40 blurring past as his mind raced. The Crown Hotel was a boutique gem, all Georgian elegance and soft lighting, the kind of place for lovers, not colleagues. He parked, his heart pounding, and strode to the reception, the bank app still open on his phone. "I'm here for Emma Thornton's booking," he said, his voice steady despite the storm inside. The clerk hesitated, then pointed to the bar. There, by a window overlooking the Avon, sat Emma, her hand entwined with James Harper's, their laughter intimate, oblivious to the world. The confrontation was quiet, almost too quiet for the rage boiling in Oliver's chest. He approached, the app glowing in his hand like evidence in a courtroom. "Shared booking, Emma?" he said, his voice low, cutting through their giggles. Her face drained of color, her hand jerking back from James's. "Ollie!" she gasped, her eyes wide with panic. James stammered, his charm crumbling. "Mate, it's not what you think." But it was exactly what Oliver thought. The app's notification, the hotel's glow, their guilty faces, it was undeniable. Emma's excuses tumbled out. Stress, loneliness, a mistake that grew too big. "I didn't mean to hurt you," she whispered, tears streaking her face. Oliver didn't shout. The pain was too deep for that. "You chose him," he said, turning away, the weight of her betrayal heavier than his wedding ring. He drove back to Chipping Norton in silence, the village's lights twinkling like stars that had lost their shine. The cottage felt hollow without Emma's warmth, its walls echoing with memories of their life, her humming in the kitchen, their late-night dances to Ella Fitzgerald. He thought of their plans, the baby they'd hoped for, the trust he'd taken for granted. The village would talk, of course. Gossip spread faster than the Morning Post in Chipping Norton. By tomorrow, the Fox would buzz with whispers of poor Ollie and that estate agent chap. But Oliver didn't care about the chatter. He cared about the hole where his heart used to be. Emma returned the next morning, her suitcase thumping in the hall, her eyes red from crying. "I ended it, Ollie," she said, her voice breaking. "I love you. I'll do anything to fix this." He looked at her, seeing the woman he'd loved, the one who'd betrayed him with a man who'd sat at their table. "Why, Emma?" he asked, his voice raw. She spoke of feeling unseen, of James's attention filling a void she hadn't named. "It wasn't love," she insisted. "It was weakness." Oliver didn't know if he believed her, or if belief even mattered anymore. He moved to the spare room, the bed cold and unfamiliar. They agreed to therapy, not for love, but for the life they'd built, for the possibility of salvaging something from the wreckage. Oliver walked to the garden at dawn, the dew heavy on Emma's roses, their petals vibrant despite the frost. He didn't know if he could forgive her, or if their cottage could hold love again. But as the sun rose over Chipping Norton, painting the hills gold, he felt a flicker of resolve, not to erase the pain, but to face it, one day at a time. The bank app had exposed her secret, but it was up to Oliver to decide what came next.